to invite Dr. Rocky Chang, the CEO of Cyberport, to the stage to deliver his opening remarks to everyone. Let's welcome Dr. Rocky Chang with a round of applause.
Hello, everybody. So, good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to see you all here today at Cyberport. Cyberport is a community of over currently 2,200 members, all converged here. So, Cyberport is serving as a digital technology hub of Hong Kong, an AI accelerator for the city. And we also serve, as you know, we also serve as a Web3 hub in Hong Kong. Today, we are excited to introduce Cyberport blockchain and Web3 pilot subsidy scheme. This scheme is designed to empower the industry and facilitate development and testing of high-impact applications. They can transform how we utilize the technology and be benchmark for future use cases. So we encourage all of the technology firms here, all of your friends, startups and innovators to explore these opportunities. Our team is here to support you through the application process, make it as straightforward as possible. So we hope through our subsidy scheme, we can see successful cases in digital asset. For example, RWA or tokenized project are the use cases for this. Maybe we can set some examples, successful stories for the industry to develop digital asset in Hong Kong. So I don't want to say too much. Thank you for being here today. We believe that your innovative project can drive Hong Kong's digital future. And we are excited to partner with you on this exciting journey. So I will leave the time to my colleague to introduce the subsidy scheme in details. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Chang. Thank you for the insightful sharing. For next, may I invite Engineer Eric Chan to the stage, the Chief Public Mission Officer of Cyberport, to share with everyone about the development of the Web 3.0 ecosystem at Cyberport. Let's welcome Mr. Chan with a round of applause.
All right, thank you, Rocky, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Well, as Rocky said, Cyberport is home to a digital dynamic tech community, ranging from ambitious startups to established tech firms. And it's just truly inspiring to witness the innovation and collaboration happening here. And we have also cultivated the largest Web3 community in the city. To further support this vibrant community, we are excited today to introduce the Cyberport blockchain and Web3 pilot subsidy scheme today. Well, this scheme signifies our unwavering commitment to you, innovators and entrepreneurs who are shaping Hong Kong's digital economy and future. Well, with grants up to $500,000 Hong Kong dollars for each project, this scheme aims to turn your innovative solutions into reality. And my colleague later on will provide more details. But as we gather here, we're not just launching this new initiative. We are actually discussing limitless possibilities. Well, in 2023, Cyberport received an allocation of 50 million Hong Kong dollars in funding from the Hong Kong SAR government to accelerate the development of the Web3 ecosystem. Today, we host over 280 innovative companies, including unicorns like Animoca Brands, Hashkey. All right, thank you. Including Animoca Brands, Hashkey, and CertTech, and alongside many leading companies in our community. And I see several of you today here, and thank you so much for your support. Your great achievements exemplify the spirit of collaboration that drive innovation. Well, our commitment to blockchain and Web3 is evident through several initiatives. In addition to our network of over 200 global investors in Cyberport Investor Network and the Web3 Proof of Concept Subsidy Scheme, a powerful catalyst in accelerating the adoption of related technologies. We have also recognized that access to investment is essential for the scale journey for our tech companies. That's why we have established the Web3 Investment Circle under the Cyberport Investor Network, currently with over 40 investors from various regions, creating invaluable fundraising opportunities for promising blockchain and Web3 projects. We are actively exploring additional initiatives, such as joint accelerators, to scale up and support our startup development. These include our collaboration with the legendary Tim Draper from Silicon Valley in launching our upcoming Cyberport and Draper Dragon Joint Accelerator Program. We also engage with leading blockchain protocols and industry players through hackathons and conferences, fostering knowledge sharing, business development opportunities, as well as engaging leaders from traditional industry to expand the Web3 ecosystem. And as we turn our focus to the blockchain and Web3 pilot subsidy scheme, I encourage all eligible technology firms, startups, and innovators to seize this unique opportunity. Our dedicated team is here to support you every step of the way, ensuring you have the resources you need to succeed. Well, Hong Kong has been doing very well as the primary test bed for many tech innovations. And I'm genuinely excited to see the groundbreaking projects that will emerge from this scheme. Initiatives that will redefine industries and strengthen Hong Kong's position as a global Web3 leader. Thank you for your participation today, and I look forward to seeing a very successful journey together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chan, for insightful sharing. And now, it's the turn to turn our attention to the core of today's event, the introduction session of the Blockchain and Web 3.0 Pilot Subsidy Scheme session. It's my pleasure to invite Ms. Rachel Lee, Director of Web3 and FinTech Development of Cyberport, to the stage to introduce the scheme. And there's also going to be like a Q&A session follow-up after her presentation. Let's welcome Ms. Rachel Lee with a round of applause.
Hi everyone, thanks a lot for joining this info session and your interest in this scheme. It's really great to see so many of you today. And with the recent market development and regulatory developments, both in Hong Kong and globally, we find that this could be a very good timing to support testing and ultimately potential implementation of high potential blockchain and Web3 use cases. As such, we have designed this pilot scheme to provide a sandbox-like opportunity for market participants to test out their solutions. With a funding support of up to 500K Hong Kong dollars per project, we look to support high potential use cases that enter this pilot scheme and group them into Hong Kong's success story in Web 3.0 space, which we might facilitate coordination with different stakeholders, for instance, along the way. We also hope that the scheme could facilitate partnerships between tech companies and enterprises, whereby enterprises may take this opportunity to join hands with tech companies which they find with high potential in addressing their business pain points, with our funding support to test those solutions with lower cost. Application will start from today until 1st of August. I will share a more detailed timeline later. To form an application, a tech company will have to join hands with an enterprise or what we call a project sponsor, with a sponsorship agreement between them. Each tech company can submit application for up to 3 pilot projects. Well, there is no limit on how many applications an enterprise can support. That said, we suggest companies to limit their submission to use cases that have high potential for implementation and have potential to serve as industry benchmark in the future. As for the funding support, this scheme may subsidize up to 80% of total expenses, with a maximum approved subsidy of 500K Hong Kong dollars per project. Let's go to the scope and project eligibility. So funding will be distributed in 2 installments. For first installment, 60% will be released 6 weeks after project approval and submission of supporting documents. The final installment, 40%, will be distributed 1 month after project completion and acceptance of all required reports by Cyberport. The main applicant would be the tech company, which would need to be registered in Hong Kong, commence business operation in Hong Kong prior to application submission. And it could be a tech company or research institute conducting blockchain or Web3 related business, or a participant in a well-established incubation program in Hong Kong, such as the Cyberport incubation program, or a new venture established by a well-established technology company. And as for the key domains, we look to encourage real-world asset tokenization, which includes traditional financial instruments, and may also utilize tokenized deposits. I would also include alternative assets such as intellectual properties, art and culture, real estate, tokenization of revenue streams, for example. And also payment solution and stablecoin is another area of focus. These solutions may also involve wallet and custodian solutions. We'd like to also mention that decentralized finance might also power various payments and RWA use cases, which could also be a component. Decentralized identity and KYC solutions could be important backstones to many different applications, apart from identity verification, certificate verification, etc. On the social innovation and digital experience side, the solution could relate to customer engagement, loyalty services, ticketing services, for example. Web3 and AI integration is also another area that we support, including agentic AI, decentralized data marketplace, for example. We also support other areas, including, but not limited to, decentralized infrastructure in general, including DePIN, Web3 application services, ESG and green application, including carbon credit tokenization, security and risk management solutions, among others. We have listed more categories in the guides and notes appendix, which we will share the link with you later. Although we would encourage companies with strong background to apply, the project itself, which may include some innovation for a particular business area, should not have commenced before submission of the application. The project should also be directly related to a particular Web3 segment and address practical pain points with no prior use case in Hong Kong. Each application will need to come along with a sponsorship agreement signed between the applicant, which is the tech company, and the project sponsor, the enterprise. The project must also demonstrate originality and strong commercial potential for real-life use case adoption. And for the applicant eligibility, I've just gone through that in earlier slides, so I just skip this for now. And you may wonder, so we mentioned that you need to, like, tech company will need to partner with a project sponsor, right? So who can be a project sponsor? So for the project sponsor, it should be like a well-established local firm that is looking to benefit from Web3 innovation. For instance, a listed company, a well-known brand or company, for example. But we also understand that in the blockchain and Web 3.0 space, some of these use cases are intended to enable direct customer facing, such as the sponsor could be a company with 50 or more employees, or a blockchain and Web3 company with 100 or more community members, among other characteristics as reviewed on a case-by-case basis. Other categories include, for example, organization playing an active role in facilitating Web3 adoption, or let's say like a typical large financial institution licensed by HKMA SFC, for example. Overseas sponsors actively engaged in blockchain and Web 3.0 related activities with investment or other presence in Hong Kong will also be reviewed on a case-by-case basis. And now, after going through the eligibility requirements, I will walk you through the application process, the application materials needed, progress, and final reports needed, and the key timeline. Application starts today until 1st of August. You may submit information about your company eligibility to apply first, preferably by 18th of July, and please submit the rest, including project proposal submission and sponsorship agreement, by 1st of August. We would encourage projects with high potential and high probability of implementation in the near future to submit. And for projects that are of early stage or ideation stage, this scheme might not be the best to suit it. Result announcement will be on 1st of September. Successful applicants will be notified. Project will have to start in 2 weeks, so by 15th of September, and there will be another 9 weeks for project execution, ending on the 16th of November, where all approved projects will have to be completed. Progress report will have to be submitted on week 6, which is around mid of October. Final report and documentations will have to be submitted to Cyberport by mid of December. And for all documents relevant to application and reporting, please send to the email address web3pilot@cyberport.hk. We have a website providing all relevant documents, forms and guides, including this presentation as well. So if you didn't take photos on time, don't worry, we have it online as well. We'll share the webpage QR code in the end as well. Would encourage applicants to do an initial application registration by mid of July to include information on your company relevant to eligibility for our early screening, including bank statement in the last 3 months, proof of business operation, and evidence of substantial business and Web3 activities in Hong Kong, which could be a signed client agreement, proof of concept of prior project, awards obtained, fundraising record for those yet to generate revenue, membership or recognized blockchain and Web3 industry associations, or others. For proposal submission, deadline would be on 1st of August. We shall include a completed application form, project proposal, which we also have a proposal writing guide on the webpage, proposal pitch video, which may highlight business impact, design, and benefit of the solution. And of course, also a signed pilot sponsorship agreement with a project sponsor. For all applications received, so long as they pass our eligibility requirements, we'll assess them based on 5 criteria. We put strong emphasis on whether the use case will have high business impact, 30%, which may have wide impact on the blockchain and Web3 community or industry stakeholders, and whether the use case has the potential to be benchmarked for future use cases. We also put emphasis on innovation, creativity, and validity of conceptual architecture, which is 30% of the total, whether the project can enhance operational performance or deliver new and innovative services. Also, potential for commercial adoption is important with 20% weight, and prioritize projects with high potential for future real-life deployment in a larger scale after the scheme completion. We also look into relevance of project functionalities and reasonableness and clarity of the implementation details, which each of these criteria would take 10% of the weight. We will also notify successful projects by 1st of September, and projects will have to commence within the next 2 weeks. The funding agreement should also be signed within 2 weeks, and Cyberport will distribute first installment, which is 60% of approved amount, to the company in 6 weeks. And by week 6, in mid of October, project should submit a progress report to us so that we know that the project is going in good shape. And we may also start planning for upcoming PL or future success project stories and so on as appropriate. The progress report should include direct reference to milestone or deliverables established in the application, timeline for when remaining work will be completed, any problems encountered or issues that have arisen that may affect completion, direction, requirements, or scope. The progress report should also be signed by the applicant and endorsed by the project sponsor. And by end of the project implementation period, which would be 16th of November, participating companies may submit documents to conclude the project, which include a final report covering the project deliverables mentioned in the project proposal and the sponsorship agreement, a commercial adoption viability survey, a UAT completion supporting document or project acceptance, and last but not least, an audited report by an independent third party. The above should be provided to Cyberport by 16th of December, and better to hand in some of the materials earlier than this deadline. So if there are anything the company might need to supplement, there can still be time to do so. If all documents are well received by 16th of December, Cyberport will start to distribute the final installment, which is 40% of the approved amount. And just to summarize a little bit on the installment, so first 60% will be closer to the start of the project, around 6 weeks from signing the funding agreement. And the final installment will be made after completion of the project and acceptance of all reports specified in the previous page. Apart from funding, actually Cyberport will also facilitate on promoting successful use cases from this scheme, as well as coordinating with relevant stakeholders if needed, to facilitate implementation of these use cases. The above are highlights of these schemes and may not include all details. For details, please refer to the guides and notes document and other relevant documents on the webpage. And here is the website link and QR code with all the scheme details and documents for downloading and viewing. For inquiries, please feel free to reach out to us. And I would like to also introduce Bobo. Hi Bobo. Our project manager for this scheme, and another team member, James, who is our MC for today. We look forward to your participation, and thanks a lot for your interest and support. Thanks everyone. Thank you.